I'm so delighted you took some time out of your day to let me interview about what you've been up to and your experience and that sort of thing. Now, you guys did not have the luxury of experiencing a COVID competition. You had the blessing of being able to show up in person, which is a whole different animal. This is our second year of doing this as a virtual event, and I have just 3 questions basically to ask you guys. So I'm going to ask all the questions right now so you understand what I'm looking for. And then I'll go around the room and do some round robin and whatever. But the first question, of course, is, what have you been up to? So I'm just going to ask everybody individually to talk about that. The second one is, how important has chamber music been to you in your lives? Nothing, no rocket science here on these questions. And then the third one is, do you have any advice to give to your younger colleagues? I hope that you do. You're not that old, actually, right now. I think it's been 5 years since you've been in the event. But so, Emma, would you please tell us, what have you been up to in the last 5 years?
Actually, I was reminded by my phone today, it sent me a little memory that actually apparently it was 5 years to the day today that
I did not know that.
Or at least that's what my phone told me.
I believe you. I certainly believe you. I just did not even look at the calendar about that. Thank you for sharing.
Apparently, or at least the same weekend or a few days. So it's super fitting that we are reconnecting today of all days. So what have I been up to in the last 5 years? Well, after playing together as a quartet, I attended the Colburn Conservatory in Los Angeles for 3 years. And after that, I decided to move east to Yale for 2 years. And just this December, or this last semester, I moved to Berlin. So now I'm studying. Yeah, I'm studying at the Hans Eisler Music Conservatory with Therese Zimmerman. And
congratulations! So you've bounced from one coast to the other coast to Europe.
Yeah, every few years I move further east. I think this is as far east as I'm going, but
well, there's always either Shanghai Conservatory or Beijing or something. You can keep going.
Hopefully I'll make it to Asia at some point. I've never been, but
yeah.
It's been exciting to move. I'm from Los Angeles originally, like all of us, but to move further east each year has been really exciting, and now I'm living and working in Germany.
Cameron, tell me where you've been. What you're up to?
Okay, 5 years. It's crazy how fast it goes. Like I feel like it could have been last year that we did this, and I think it speaks to just like how good of friends we are and how close we all have kept through these 5 years. But yeah, so after doing St. Paul, I went to the Cleveland Institute of Music. I did my undergrad there for 4 years. And then I went on to New England Conservatory, where Geneva goes as well. And I'm currently getting my master's here. And yeah, I've been just practicing away. And I really need a haircut. My hair has been super long and unruly, but
I love it. It's a real artist look, man.
That's what I think. I think it's like the crazed artist look. So maybe that's what I'm going for. But yeah, it's been I'm very thankful to be where I am, and onward and upwards, Yeah.
This is great. If I can find your old photograph, I'm going to post it. I'll stick it in the corner of the picture while we're interviewing this. That's great. Okay, who's next? Thompson, let's put you up to bat here. Tell us what you've been up to.
Oh, hello. Well, actually a lot have happened in the past 5 years. I'm still playing the cello. To some capacity, I definitely have branched out a lot to different things outside of cello playing. Came to Juilliard for my undergrad, and then I am back again for my master's degree. And this is my first year as a grad student. I am trying out different things, kind of just like seeing how other things work out in comparison to like a traditional classical music route. I've been collaborating with other companies and also doing projects with friends. looking into art and technology as a possible route instead of trying to audition for an orchestra.
Which is the traditional route. Everybody thinks we're going to go to school, practice our instruments, and either be a soloist or an orchestra. Of course, the other traditional route is to try to make a crazy career in chamber music, right, as you go. But I like the fact that you seem to be connecting your music to whatever direction. You're going to pivot off of music to whatever connective tissue. Am I right, Thompson?
Yeah. I just think there's like a lot of possibilities now in terms of being a musician. There's no single career route that you have to go down. And there's definitely a lot of avenues to explore as technology progresses and our perception of art also shifts due to these technological advances. Other things that I've also been doing is I've been picking up day trading specifically.
Okay.
I've also been volunteering at an animal shelter, which has been very delightful during this time.
Okay, I guess we better ask Geneva what she's been up to. Go ahead.
Hi, it's so nice to see you again.
Like,
been, I don't know, having less change in my life maybe than other people. Right after St. Paul's, I guess I was a senior that year, I went to the New England Conservatory in Boston, and I did my undergrad there, and I'm now in my first year of artist diploma studies there. And it's been amazing since Cameron came this year that we're in the same place. A little unfortunate, obviously, we don't actually get to see each other very much just because of safety restrictions, but we ran into each other in the hallway yesterday, and it like made both of our weeks. It was great. And it's been very nice actually that the four of us have kept in touch a lot, and even still played together sometimes. Last summer we had a project through Thompson actually has a chamber music series that he started in LA, and we played a concert for that, which was really a lot of fun.
okay, so that you guys answered question number one very successfully. I love that. And I know, Geneva, you're being very, very kind because I know you've been awarded some pretty big prizes here lately that we can talk about later. But today's day is not just about Geneva, it's about the Chimera Quartet, which I'm still holding the program here. How did you guys, I don't care who answers this, how did you guys come up with Chimera again? Please tell me.
I don't know the true when it started. I will just say that I did read something like I don't know, it was a children's book or something that had something with mythical creatures, and so I knew a chimera had like one body but different heads, and so different parts making a whole. But not, I don't know, maybe Emma also had something to do with it. I'm pretty sure.
Wasn't it your mom, Emma? Did I make that up?
No, I think it was my mom. We were thinking, I mean, a lot of quartets use like Latin words for things or something mythical. I don't know, like Artemis is, goddess of the hunt. So we were thinking in a mythical direction, different mythical creatures. I think we were almost the Griffin Quartet, but then that was weird. Or I don't know. We were kind of going through, and then my mom was saying that there's a creature known as the Chimera, whatever, which is just one creature with a bunch of different heads of different.
But all working together
together to be one ferocious beast.
Well, you guys are very much nicer than a ferocious beast, but you clearly work well together, and you're very different personalities, but not so different that you can't stay friends year after year. And I think that it's very important that the young people see that, especially the kids that are thrown together, in September of the year, and here they are in April, and somehow they managed to make it to a national competition. And where do we go from here? All right, one down, two more questions. All right. Starting with, let's start with Thompson this time. Thompson, how important has chamber music been in your life?
Well, it's been very important. I wouldn't be playing music right now, or still pursuing music if not for chamber music. I want to say probably the most important part of playing a classical instrument, based just purely off being able to make music with people, being able to share it with your fellow colleagues, and being to work together. It's such a significant part of being a musician, and yeah, I can't really imagine playing music without playing chamber.
Geneva.
Yeah, we have a very similar answer, I would say. At times in my life, chamber music has kind of been everything. And it's definitely one of the things I spend the most of my musical life doing. Every summer since I can remember, I've always been at some festival doing chamber music. Always had a chamber group at school, and whenever I have a chance to play with friends and colleagues, I generally always jump at that chance. And I just find that it's such a powerful and special way to connect with people, where you can have this kind of unusual experience where you get to know someone very intimately in a way where you experience this intense emotional connection together, even if you don't even have to know the person themselves that well, but it's just very powerful to connect through this medium and share.
Excellent. Cameron, your thoughts on my question of how important has chamber music been in your life?
I mean, I don't even know how many good things I can say about chamber music. Like, it's just the type of thing where I can 100% say that I would not be the human I am without chamber music. I mean, I would have never met any of my lovely friends here, or my family, I guess I could say. And I was actually just talking to my teacher about this, that when I play chamber music, I feel the most free, and I feel almost like I've stopped trying to make music. It's just kind of happening. And there's this like little spark of when you're in a chamber group and you look across, and especially now with masks, we rely a lot on like eyebrows and eyes, and you get that little, you don't have to say anything, but it just kind of clicks. And it's one of the best feelings that I've ever felt. And it's kind of like a high. Like I search for that, and I want that. And yeah, I mean, I've been doing as much chamber music as I can in school, because I'm just trying to take advantage of it. But it is something that I can't live without.
Emma, how important has been chamber music in your life?
For me, chamber music is the reason why I decided to pursue music at all seriously. Being in a quartet was the first time I had ever sort of discovered that music was about more than just sort of playing the right notes and expressing something, that you could not only make something profoundly beautiful or profoundly meaningful, but you could also work with others and experience this deep emotional connection with somebody and this unspoken connection with somebody on a level that I don't know, that I don't think I'd really ever experienced before up until that point, or I had never been able to put my finger on it. I think it teaches you so much about yourself as a person, also like what Cameron was saying. But I think it's an important part of my musical life, but just also an important part of my personal life as well. I'm really restating here, but in just connecting with other people, forming new relationships, learning about yourself as a musician, learning what role you can play in supporting the whole. I think there's nothing more human, and beautiful chamber music is everything that's beautiful about being a human being on this planet. So I mean, that's a big statement, but I really think it's true, and seeking it out wherever you can is, I don't know, a beautiful thing to do. So.
Well said. It's very gratifying coming from you guys hearing this. It's nice to know that chamber music is indeed not dead in this country. The young interviewers can't quite put it into the words that you slightly older people are starting to feel, because you've been moved out of home now and you can understand the exchange of one family for another. But that's beautiful said, all of you guys. Final question, and then we can certainly follow up with any other things that you guys want to add to it, of course. Advice to your younger colleagues. Emma, let's start with you. You're still on the screen here.
Okay. Well, actually, my advice to colleagues would be to play as much chamber music as you can. Quite honestly, seek out absolutely any opportunity to play with others and learn from others. I think it's the best way for young players to stay motivated, is to form or find some sort of community and to listen to others. I know I always learned so much from my colleagues, and it was always my colleagues who inspired me to improve and inspired me to listen to myself better and be better for them. And I think a lot of the time it can be so difficult to motivate yourself as a young player and to want to do something so incredibly difficult all on your own accord just because you're somewhat good at it. So I would truly say to seek out every opportunity you can to play with others. And to play as much chamber music as you can, and to know that it's not about you, it's about the music and something beautiful that you're creating, and that's always worth striving for.
Thompson, advice for the younger Thompson.
Advice? Advice for my younger self would be slippery slope. To younger musicians, I would say to just be very open-minded to every experience and also just opportunity presented. I know personally I shied it away a lot from things I wasn't comfortable with. Let's say like pieces or works where I just, I assume things before actually experiencing it or working on it. And many of these things can actually turn out to be very significant and very life-changing in the sense that it teaches you something new and that you're working towards something new. And especially with how everything is now, I mean, this past year is unprecedented where we all had to go online, live stream concerts, like everything's new again. And so in that sense, it's as in our pursuit of a career as a musician, we should always be thinking about trying out new things and looking for something that may provoke us to becoming an artist that we ourselves want to be.
Let's see, Cameron. What advice do you give to a younger person in the world of music?
I think the first thing I thought of, just going off of what Thompson said, is like I've been thinking a lot about curiosity and how that relates to, I mean, me specifically, like in my own mostly like solo playing, but it also goes for chamber. And I think there's a level of wanting to go even deeper and wanting to uncover more things that I think as a younger musician, I kind of skated by, and I took for granted the amount of opportunities and time that I had to actually do things. Perfect example is us as a quartet. I mean, the amount of times that we would like see each other and rehearse. Now that's like such a luxury to have. And so yeah, it's funny. I actually have a couple questions that my teacher will always ask me, and I made it like the wallpaper of my phone. But like one of them that says right here, it says, what are you connecting to in the piece? So and I think it's kind of along the lines of there's not a specific way that something should be performed. If you can make it deliberate and you can make it engaging, that is one of the most important things. And I think that if I could have kind of hammered that home more often, especially when I would get down on myself and be like, this sounds so bad, and just to keep seeing that light at the end, I think is really important.
That's beautiful. Well, you guys are great. Geneva, can you give us the final thoughts from the Chimera Quartet about advice you would give a younger colleague?
Sure. I mean, I totally 100% agree with everything that everyone else has said. And I think in addition to that, kind of going off of it, I would say to just, make sure that you love what you're doing and you pursue what you love doing. And part of that is being open-minded and being open to exploring things. That doesn't mean that you have to do something non-traditional, but just, you know, to give it your best shot and love what you do. And I think to learn how to be a really good member of whatever community you're in, I think whether that is just a chamber group, to, I don't know, just to recognize how much power kind of positive energy and being supportive and being caring and taking care of yourself and taking care of others is, you know. And I think, you know, especially, I mean, when we're talking, you know, there's, this is for a competition. And of course, you know, I mean, we had great memories at St. Paul, and it was very friendly, is something that stuck out to me, actually. Obviously, it's a different experience this year being virtual, but, you know, we met all the other competitors and everyone was so kind and supportive. And I think that's something that's really valuable, is to continue to uplift yourself and others and remember how lucky we all are to be making music and sharing this incredible art with everyone, you know?
If I should just very quickly just say that competitions like these, I know, gave all of us young people a real push forward and a sense of being respected and taken seriously as artists at a very young age. And I think that that was really important for us, and the kindness and energy, positive energy that we experienced at St. Paul gave us a sort of miniature version of a real professional experience that I think we all really valued. And I think making young musicians feel valued, respected, and uplifted is something really valuable. And I know that we all cherish that memory, and it was one little seed planted in all of our journeys. So at least I am very appreciative of that, and I think it's great what you continue to do.
Oh, thank you. Last year, I mentioned we had the Chimera Quartet come on. Those two gentlemen who had been as part of it. And I'm so delighted to have a whole quartet come back here. This is a rare thing. Thank you again. Thank you for all the compliments. Thank you for all the continued work in the music field. You're the reason that we do this. And the music field is better for having all four of you in it.